I just want to make sure that we know where all the underground lasers are. Yeah. And for all of you that thought that the United States military, yeah, was just using bulldozers to make their underground bases, they actually do have a very large laser that they've had for the last 25 years or so, maybe 30 years. Now, how many private individuals have one of those that they have available? Yes. Now, anti-harassment policy. Mhm. Prohibits conduct that has a direct link to individual's position and responsibility, regardless of whether it occurs duty, off duty, face to face, via electronic means. Telephone, mail, social media, chat applications through a third party or through other means. Yeah, it's prohibited. Regardless of whether it occurs during working hours or on DHS property. Yes. Now that's somewhat important if you're one of these employees of Homeland Security. Yeah. You could just go to work and say, "Well, I'm being harassed." Yes. And they say, "Well, you weren't working when it took place." And they said, "No, your actual anti-harassment policy, yes, prohibits harassment of any employee, or harassment of any DHS employee by any employee, contractor, vendor, applicant, or other individual, with whom DHS employees come into contact." Now, as a citizen, when I informed law enforcement that I wasn't in SQUIM, yeah, they don't consider it malicious harassment. See, the SQUIM and Port Angeles police departments, they don't. There's no possibility in their minds that it could be a hate crime. But if they had looked at the video surveillance, I was at the Serenity House homeless shelter. Yeah, I was on the bus that morning, and I wasn't in Sequim, Washington. Now, every time I tell them, yes, and that would be the police and sheriff's departments, yes, the Seattle Police Department, yes, that I'm the victim of hate crimes, yes, terrorism, and harassment, yeah. It seems that they continue to receive the financial aid of Homeland Security without the enforcement of the policies. Now, I'm wanting this harassment to end. Oh, see, I'm not wanting to go to jail anymore. Yes, for the false allegation of attempting to contact the petitioner. Yes, through third party or any other means. Right, right, right. And I really don't like these criminal complaints in Jefferson County. Now, I'm going to want to know all the recipients of all the money that Homeland Security has had since you got going. And then I'm going to want to know all the underground lasers. Yes. And then all the locations where you're absolutely sure that you needed to melt all that dirt. Now, let's say I sued the United States for it because I thought the Treasury owned the actual dirt underneath every city, county, tribal government, state, and then all the federal locations where the employees work, inclusive of every military base and all Homeland Security locations. Now, as an individual that's looking for ownership, I really like it that you've done a great job making these underground bunkers. Yes. But I wanted to put some incinerators in there and burn up some garbage so that the ash from the garbage, yes, would fill it back in. And then there's this human nutrient in a lot of major metropolitan areas. Yes. I look at what you built as a nice place to put a large amount of shit. Yes. So that it could decompose and we could use it as soil for future generations.